Hello and welcome. In today's video we are going to put a piezo mic inside this xylophone. Okay, so all I've done is I've taken a piece of wood and I've cut out the size that the instrument's ground plate is, the thing that all the metal parts sit on, and I've routed a big hole here and drilled a 12 millimeters big hole here, and that is for the output jack that I'm going to put in. And then I've routed it out so there is enough space for it, and then I've made a channel for the cables, and I've done a little indentation that is the thickness of the piezo, so it will sit here and be flush against the back plate of the actual instrument. And all we're going to do now is we're going to install the output jack here and two cables to the element. It's a super easy build, but it's one of those things that if you know how to do it, you can put piezos in all kind of crazy things. For example, inside your walls. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to install this output jack. So we're just going to put it in here. And I'm putting it with the legs, you can see the little legs. I'm putting it with the legs up because I wanna make it easy for myself to solder this in place. Put this in and try to tighten it down so that it's neatly up against the edge and securely tightened. First thing we have to do is we have to tin the wire, which we do by putting some tinner on the wire. The leg in the back here is for the ground, so we're just going to hold it in place and let the solder melt together with the connection. And the same thing goes for the lead. The lead is the front here, and I'll show you in a minute. Thing is, if you look at the jack, like this one here, this one has two rings because it's stereo, which means that the tip here is the right side and the sleeve in between these two black lines is the right, and then this is ground. And on a mono, which this is, you don't have this other black, you just have one black ring, which means that the tip is the signal and the sleeve is the ground. Here you can see it, because now it's in frame. And that means that when you put this in, like so, the tip is up here and the sleeve is down here. So, ground down here and tip up here. You usually use red wires for lead and black wires for ground, so that's why the colors, so that you know what I'm doing. Okay, so now we need to put down a little bit of solder here on the outside of this ring, right here. So I'm just going to melt some solder and just push it in place and hold it there until it melts into it, something like that. And then we need some solder here on this bigger ring. This little sleeve that sticks in is also, you can use that as well, but we're not going to do it now because we just need plus and minus. It's for feedback. And then we hold the ground wire to this outer ring here and melt them together, like that, and the lead to the inner ring. And melt them together like that. So, yeah, ground to the outer and the lead to the inner, but not the sleeve that sticks in. And now we're just gonna tuck the wire in like this, making sure nothing is in the way, and just put everything like this so that it's neatly folded in. And now we can fetch the instrument and clamp it on top, and we should be good to go. Okay, so now all I need to do is put this in place and drill holes, put screws in. And here it is. Now you can definitely make a better job. You could make everything look really nice and neat and perfect. And you could do a lot of like fancy things with a nice wooden box or something, you know, something similar to the video I did for my Halloween special, the Apprehension engine. But I think this is it's going to serve its purpose, really. You don't need to make things more difficult. And I already made it more difficult by adding this entire wooden block. You could, if you want to be really lazy, you could just take it like a guitar cable or something and cut it in half and solder it to the piezo element and like hot glue it to the middle here and just have a cable running off. But I wanted something a little bit better than that. But you could definitely go that way if you want to. You don't need to like, if it's just for making music and being productive, you don't need to, you know, waste a bunch of energy making it look pretty. And I mean, you can see that I didn't waste time making it pretty with this weird jag here and things like that, you know. The reason why I wanted a piezo is because putting microphones up to record this is not the hardest thing to do, but it will be so much easier to do it with a piezo element in it. So let's now go and listen to it, and then I'm gonna go and make music, because I haven't made music in hours.